So what do you hate, huh?
I hate when you don't like something.
I hate when people chew with their mouth open.
I hate when people interrupt. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I also don't like that. Yeah, I don't like that. I think like some foods, if they're like really sticky and stuff, there's nothing you can do. They will just kind of like make noises.
Certain foods, you know,
right?
It's just, there's
but like
really no
as just a general to like, oh yeah, I get that. But I think most, you know, it's just manners. I think. I guess, yeah, you know what? I don't hate it, but sometimes
my God.
I don't like bad table manners. No, but I mean, it's kind of whatever with the chewing and stuff. I think the one thing that triggers me is if you don't like something, right? And then people are like, oh, you just haven't had the right version of it yet, you know? Like, yeah, maybe there's a single variety. Let's say like, oh, I don't like eggplants, you know? And then someone's like, oh, well, once you have mine, and then maybe there's a chance that they make it in a like really certain way where it's kind of nice. But that doesn't, but if you don't like it, you don't like it, you know? There's a chance that you just don't like it.
But you know, that is a case though, where like, you know, I've had like really bad sea urchin. And I was like, ew, sea urchin. It's like, wait until you have actually good sea urchin.
Yeah, but I feel like there's a line, you know? Like, for example, I always say I don't like coffee. And then people are like, oh, you have to try this version with this much amount of milk and this much sugar and then you'll like it. And it's like, no! I've tried coffee like 10, 20 times. Like, it's not, you know, once. And I think that I'm just wrong, and that's fine to have a different opinion, but don't tell me that I'll like it just if I put more sugar in it.
That's not the same thing. Yeah, no, that's true. You're adding so much stuff into it. It's no longer the same thing.
People bully me because I don't like coffee. But then I tell them
I don't like coffee either. Oh.
Exactly. I love hating. I never liked working. Because I hate doing the same thing over and over again. I get so bored, and boredom is like my kryptonite. So like I like working in theory. There are lots of jobs that I've done and I enjoyed. And then I did them for a little while and then I'd be like, okay, that's enough, you know? And then I'm like done. But like while I was doing them, I was really enjoying them. Anyways, one of the things I was thinking about was actually becoming a language teacher. Thank God I didn't, because I apparently have no patience for teaching. Although I was a violin teacher for a little bit, but it was more like part-time. I wasn't like, didn't have a certificate or anything. And that was easier, but that's like just one student at a time. I think if I had many I was just minding my own business, walking around, not really thinking about anything. And then I realized, I'm going to go back home very soon. So then I had to clean and pack. And if there's one thing you need to know about me, there's nothing I hate more in my life than chores. I would rather peel off my skin with an orange slice peeler, put it on the street, eat rocks, let a car drive over me, drink ocean water, eat the sand, kill a fish, cook it, and eat it with the bones inside, than do chores. I think I think about this a lot. My automaton parents and I had a very not the best relationship when I was small because I would never listen to them. And one of the things I wouldn't do was clean. So they would get really upset. And we would constantly fight. Well, not fight. I would constantly get yelled at. Cecilia! Clean your room! Blah, 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 blah. Understandable. No, I get it. In hindsight, I understand. But I hate cleaning, okay? Maybe they should have said, okay, Sesillia Immogreen, you don't clean? You're not willing to clean? Okay, here's the deal. Here's the trade offer meme template. You will get... Okay, what would I have wanted to clean? You will start working and making money, and then you will pay a cleaner to clean the room. And I'm like, but I'm only 7 years old. I'm not allowed to work yet. We don't care. Clean your room. I would have said yes. Anyways, I always hated cleaning. I always hated it. It's just ingrained into my very being. It's ingrained into my fiber. I've been programmed this way. and I hate packing, and I hate unpacking. Fun fact, I moved a while ago, have not unpacked a single carton. Fun fact, I went on a trip, as you know, back in February and mid of January, and I used a suitcase, and then I had that suitcase, and it was still full, and when I had to pack to go again, I couldn't use, well, I had to use that suitcase, but I couldn't use that suitcase because there was so much stuff inside, so then I just threw it all into the cupboard, and then I could use the suitcase again, and now I'm back, and now I have 2 suitcases, and there's too many suitcases, and there's boxes everywhere, and the room's empty. Okay, I have gotten better, because I don't have that much stuff anymore. Okay, that's a lie. I don't have that much stuff anymore that's not in boxes. I have a lot of stuff, and then I put it in boxes, and I move quite often, right, as you know, wandering spirit. And then when I move, I pack it all, and then I move, and then I just leave it in the boxes. I have a couple of cartons that I have moved with for the last 4 years, and I haven't unpacked a single time. But what if I need it? What if I need the things that are in there? It's mostly like figurines, fabric, arts and crafts, that kind of stuff, you know? Things that you don't need that often, but maybe I'll need it at some point. That's why nowadays I have a very minimalist lifestyle, because I just don't have that much stuff, because it's all in cartons. That means I'm not as messy anymore. The only thing I am messy with nowadays is clothes. Clothes really bad. But everything else I've gotten better. Well, anyways, this is not something that I'm proud of, and this is not something that I want you to take away as like, wow, this is a great skill, Sesillia Imergreen. Great, I'm so proud of you. No, I want this to be a warning sign. Never have children. What if they turn out like me? Don't do it, guys. It's not worth it. What if you end up with like a super messy, really annoying, doesn't listen to you, keeps freaking up and doing random stuff, keeps getting distracted child? Don't do it, guys. Don't do it. But she would be really funny. That would be, you know, what if she's not necessarily talking about myself, obviously, but like, she brings only joy and energy to the household. And then at some point she gets lucky and gets a good job, and you're like, wow, I guess we did everything right. So messy. This is so messy. Messy! I hate it! Either I sleep through the entire airplane ride, or I read a book. And this time I read a book and it was fucking awful. I hated it. Okay. I'm gonna have to talk about it for 1 minute. I'll do like a speed run. I won't do a deep dive. But one of my least favorite tropes in romance, books, movies, whatever, is fate. Fate. I don't like fate as a trope. Fate? What do you mean fate? So it's pre-decided? Do you even love each other? I don't believe it. Because if it's fate, then they could be literally the worst person in the entire world, but you would still fall in love with them because it's fate. And there's this thing called, quote-unquote, fated mates, which gets used quite a lot in romance media. Okay, so it's like this idea that there's a fantasy character. It can be anything. A lot of times it's fae. Sometimes it's wolves, I don't care. And then there's like only one for them, and then the moment they find each other, they fall in love, but it's like this universal, like crazy attraction. It's not just love, it's more than that, right? Okay, fine, don't care. But is that really love? No, I don't believe so, because in this book that I was reading, actually, they weren't called fated mates, but it's basically the same. And they didn't really like each other. They were not really good for each other. They weren't very, but it's like, but the world has put us together, and it's like maggots pulling us together. So I read it because I was on the plane and I was really bored. So I kept reading it and I didn't have anything else. So I read it and I was like, this is garbage. And then they get together and I had to drop the book because it was like, it was so bad. And this is why I believe fate is not love. If you believe in fate, that's okay. But if you believe in fate that leads to romance, then objectively speaking, you are wrong. Okay.